Well, congratulations, you've made it all the way to step 5 of the OJS setup configurations. If you've been watching the other videos, you probably know that the way to get started on this step is to go to User Home, select Journal Manager, select Setup, and click on Step 5, the look. Step 5.1 controls the look of the journal header on the home page, and you can either select just to have some plain text for the title, as you can see now at the top of this demo screen, or to replace that text with an image file. To do so, click on Title Image. Hit Choose File. This will open up a directory on the computer you're working on, and go to your image files and select one. With that selected, hit the Upload button, and a copy of the image will be displayed right in the interface. If you'd like to add a bit of text to the journal homepage, you can type it in. Let's scroll down a little. We're just going to hit the highlights here. You can always refer to the OJS documentation for more details. In section 5.3, you can either add some title text, or you could add the same image file that we added in the previous section in 5.1, or you could even put in a different header to appear on every page other. But for my journal, I want the home page and all of the other pages to have the same header, so I'm just going to select. And remember to hit Upload again. And again, you'll see an example of the image. You might also want to add some information to the footer of each page, and you can do so here. Setup Step 5.5 lets you add a new link to the navigation bar that appears along the top of the OJS display. First, enter the text for the link, mark the checkbox, and then type in the URL for the link, mark the checkbox again, and if you wanted to add another link to the navigation bar, you could use the Add Item button. Step 5.6 lets us modify the layout of the journal. The easiest way to do this is to select one of the pre-existing themes, or if you have some experience with cascading style sheets, you could upload your own journal style sheet here. In this section, you can also modify the positioning of the various sidebar blocks, or pieces of information, that appear along the right sidebar by default in OJS. You can see them all listed here. To change its position, select one, such as the font size block, and then use the up or down arrows to change it in relation to the other blocks. You can also use the horizontal menus to shift it over to unselected if you wanted to remove it completely from the right sidebar, or to shift it even further right over to a new left sidebar. And if you ever change your mind, it's really easy to put it back again. Section 5.7 provides the text that appears on the website under For Readers, For Authors, or For Librarians. This is known as the information block. And you could modify any of the text here. And deleting all of the text would make that link disappear from your journal site. And the final item, number 5.8, controls how lists will be displayed in your OJS journal. When you're first setting up a journal, you probably won't see much of a difference, but once you start to have many items, such as hundreds of users or hundreds of submissions, this can be a useful tool for configuring how many items will appear on every page and how many page links will appear along the bottom, much like those O's in a long Google search. When you're finished working with Step 5, hit Save and Continue, and that should be it. Any of the visual changes you've made in step 5, such as the new header or a change in the style sheet, should now appear in your display. And that's it. You've now made it through all 5 of the setup steps.